I've said this many, many, many times, and people say that I'm mean for saying this, that you don't bring in refugees who from the same group that you are at war with. So we bring in, let's say this was World War II. You wouldn't bring in a bunch of Germans as refugees. You could bring in the Jews, you could bring in people from other countries, but you wouldn't bring in Germans. So we're at war, where we should be at war with ISIS, even though Justin, the long-haired macdaddy Trudeau, the idiot that he is, says we're not going to be at war with ISIS, even if they attack us. Now, he should probably say that to the stabbed up police officer in Edmonton and those people who just got run over by a Somalian refugee in Edmonton. He should say that we're not going to be at war with terrorists or ISIS, even if they attack us. And even the CBC has admitted that Canadian Muslims are being radicalized at a very alarming rate. So we can also say that too. But anyway, we shouldn't bring in Islamic people as refugees. Not necessarily because we're at war with Islam, but because we're fighting ISIS, who says that they're fighting on behalf of Islam. So you bring in Islamic people from the Middle East as refugees, that could be a Trojan horse. It would be the same thing if you brought in Germans or Japanese people as refugees during World War II. You don't bring in people as refugees who are being represented by the enemy. The enemy was Nazism and fascism and Japanese imperialism. Our enemy is ISIS, and they say they represent Islam. So we shouldn't be bringing in Islamic people as refugees, because if we're bringing in people who are being represented, or whether they like it or not, they're still being represented by our enemy, it will cause a big Trojan horse type incident. And it has happened now in Canada. And by the way, any troll who's watching this, specifically Islamic trolls who are very thin-skinned and want to write some little mean comment thinking they're whatever, just so you know, I'll point you out, I'll call you out, and make a special video just for you, embarrass the shit out of you. Just warning you right now. So in Edmonton, terrorism has struck. The religion of peace has struck again. And a Somalian refugee has stabbed a police officer and run over a bunch of innocent Canadians with a Uhaul truck. And Justin, the long-haired macdaddy of Canada, actually said last year, any Canadian who is harmed by any refugee, he, meaning he, Justin Trudeau, would be personally responsible. So, in his own words, Justin, the long-haired macdaddy of Canada, is responsible for the terrorist attack that has occurred in Edmonton. Justin, the long-haired macdaddy of Canada, has blood on his hands, and that's his words, and I take him at his word for it, because he's the one who brought in a bunch of Islamic refugees in the first place. The same people who are being represented by ISIS, our enemy. And not only that, Justin, the long-haired macdaddy, as I mentioned before, said the government of Canada itself would not be at war with ISIS or terrorists, even if we are attacked. That's one of the first things he said when he was elected Prime Minister. So I guess now he can go to the hospital with that stupid little pansy grin on his face and say to all those people who have just been slaughtered with blood all over them, who are recovering in the hospital, or to the dead people's families, that he is not going to go after terrorists. He's not going to go up to war with ISIS, even if they attack us. He should go and say that right now. And everybody says, oh, well, Canada vets and screens refugees thoroughly. Well, obviously they don't do it thoroughly enough. And not only that, we have a bunch of illegals coming from the United States who have obviously not been vetted or screened or questioned, because how could they be questioned by any border official or anybody if they're coming in illegally? So we have a bunch of people who we don't even know coming into this country illegally. We have refugees who obviously haven't been screened properly. I predict this is going to happen again, and it's going to be even worse. Canada is going to be a bloodbath. More people are going to get shot. More people are going to get stabbed. More people are going to get blown up. It's going to be a bloodbath. More people are going to get run over, and the cars are the new planes. You know, it's not so easy to hijack a plane and fly it into a building. So what do? You jump in a car, jump in a truck, and run people over at some event, at a pride parade, at some kind of... That's why I don't even go out like to any big events in any big city anymore in this country. No, hell no. I ain't gonna get run over or shot by some damn terrorist. No way. That's not how I envision myself to die. I hope to die of maybe a heart attack or a stroke or old age or natural causes, not by getting run over or shot by some damn terrorist. Hell no. Hell with that shit. So Canada is going to be painted in blood before anything is done about it. And I predict that as long as the Liberals and Justin the long-haired macdaddy of Canada is in power, Canada will continue to be affected by terrorism. This is only the beginning. It's going to get worse, far worse.